Sony recently has been pretty, unreceptive when it comes to crossplay. They seem to be the only company who don't want any part of it. But recent comments by a Sony executive suggest that they might be becoming warm to the idea.
In the ongoing debate about cross-platform gaming, PlayStation boss Shawn Layden has finally suggested that Sony is working on a solution. At the Game Lab conference in Spain earlier this week, Layden and PS4 system architect Mark Cerny were giving a presentation about the legacy of PlayStation. At the end, Eurogamer reporter Robert Purchase asked Layden about crossplay and Sony's apprehensive attitude towards it. Here's what Purchase said to Layden, quote, "But there seems to be an issue at the moment that Sony isn't listening to its players, or doesn't seem to be, and that's crossplay. Fortnite particularly. And I wondered if there were any plans to open it up. It seems to be Sony's not listening." Layden replied, saying he would offer one short statement on the matter, and here's what he said, quote, "We're hearing it. We're looking at a lot of the possibilities. You can imagine that the circumstances around that affect a lot more than just one game. I'm confident we'll get to a solution which will be understood and accepted by our gaming community, while at the same time supporting our business."
Understood and accepted by the community is not the same as saying we're working on a resolution. I should point that out.
Doesn't sound like good news, does it? I'm sure you guys will accept it.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds great.
We're going to come up with something that we're going to say that will appease you. That doesn't mean that's crossplay is coming, that's for sure. The argument over crossplay came to a head earlier this month when worldwide phenomenon Fortnite launched on the Nintendo Switch. People quickly discovered you could not use an Epic Games account on the Switch if it had been previously associated with a PlayStation account. Later in the same month, former Sony online entertainment boss John Smedley said during his time at Sony, the company was blocking crossplay because they didn't like the idea of someone buying something on a rival console and being able to use it on PlayStation. But Layden's statement has given people, some hope that PlayStation might finally embrace cross-platform gaming.
And that's mainly because before now, all they've been saying is, no, it's not happening, no. We're not doing it. And that's basically all you've had as a PlayStation gamer if you're interested in cross-platform play. So the fact that they've said anything except that is good news, even if it is, I'm sure you will accept what we eventually come up with.
Yeah.
Which doesn't sound hugely exciting, but it's better than a flat no.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of pressure being put on Sony now because, the last week we saw Microsoft and Nintendo working together on a marketing campaign for Minecraft.
Having a lovely time.
Having a nice time playing together, and this has generated a lot of conversation now. Everyone's saying, "Well, Sony, what's your reasons? You're not listening to us," and that's why he's got his official statement that he pulls out of his pocket because he's ready or whatever. You remember back in September last year when somebody accidentally turned on cross-platform play on the PlayStation 4, and then they were playing online on Fortnite with Xbox, a user by the name of pre_hyphen_cision_. You probably remember him well. He noticed that somebody
unforgettable hyphens.
He noticed that somebody was playing on his PlayStation game with a space in it, which isn't allowed on the PlayStation Store, and then he figured out that was an Xbox user. So pretty funny because the reasons back then was we're not philosophically against it. It's just between us and our shareholders, we decided it's not the commercial best way to do it. So maybe they're having another discussion with their shareholders now and deciding that this bad press isn't good for them.
What you got to remember is that with these companies, they're not like single entities. They're not they are, but they're not like one person. So there's probably a lot of people in there who are embarrassed by this. Maybe Shawn Layden himself wishes that they did do cross-platform play, but there might be 2-3 guys right at the top who've just got enough power to say, no, we're not fucking doing it. We don't like that. We don't care what everyone's saying. There's probably a huge amount of debate going on as well behind the scenes about it. So who knows? Maybe eventually there will be something. But if Fortnite gamers and Fortnite players want something, there are 125 million of them. You do have to listen to that a little bit. Also in the news, Blizzard is implementing a new player feedback system as part of the ongoing fight against toxic players in Overwatch. The new endorsement system, as it's called, is intended to encourage positivity and communication between players by letting them reward teammates and opponents at the end of a match for teamwork, leadership and sportsmanship. The endorsements come at no extra cost to players, and those who receive an endorsement will be rewarded with an EXP boost. But some players aren't taking the new system well, according to IGN. The site reported that players across the Overwatch subreddit have expressed concern that the endorsement system will encourage people to be fake nice so they get free rewards. That's kind of what being nice is. You don't want to be nice, but you're still being nice anyway. If that's what it is. If you're having a shit day, you don't go around telling everyone, "Oh, I'm having a f***ing shit day and I hate you and I hate you and I hate you." You just act like a normal human being. Fake nice is nice.
It's the same as nice.
Insane. It's just making an effort.
It's funny how it's Reddit putting this out as well. Like fake nice is an actual thing, because you all know how
Reddit, the home of posting anything in order to get upvotes, and it's just fucking hell.
Oh, the irony.
Wouldn't it be shit if everyone was pretending to be nice to each other?
It's essentially the same thing.
I'd much rather that than people just being loud knobheads, playing music and whatever, and just being dicks. Yes, fake being nice to me, please. Please, everyone, fake being nice to me.
How dare you be fake nice? And finally, in a recent interview with WCCF Tech, Dying Light 2 lead designer Timon Smektala said 60 FPS is more important than 4K for Dying Light 2. Here's the quote: "The most important thing for us is the fluidity of movement, because it's a parkour game. You really have to be immersed in how you move through the city, so 60 FPS is more important to us than 4K. But this doesn't mean the development team are abandoning the idea of 4K, according to Smektala. He said the team still has a year to optimize, and that they have real wizards when it comes to optimization, so perhaps they will deliver both 4K and 60 FPS.
So this is always going to be a debate between people, I guess, better graphics, better gameplay, because 60 FPS is tied to gameplays. And that's a common misconception. People say it doesn't matter, 60 FPS, I don't care how it looks. Not about how it looks, it's about how it plays and feels, and 60 FPS is more frames, it's quicker, more fluid, and that's exactly what this type of game is, right? It's like parkour and stuff, and running and stuff is a huge part of it.
Yeah, and for a game like Dying Light, he's obviously talking about what it can achieve on consoles, because PC, you'll get both on PC anyway, because that's the best place to play, believe it or not. So on consoles, you've got a certain restricted amount of system resources. So what people have been pushing recently is the 4K. It's a selling point. Yeah, you can sell the 4K angle. So use as much system resources as you can to get to 4K, even though it's like upgraded or whatever to achieve the 4K, because they haven't got enough power in the system itself in this generation of consoles to achieve the 4K currently. So they natively upscale or whatever.
There are all kinds of tricks.
All sorts of tricks to do it, to achieve that. So with all those resources going to 4K, not committed to 60 FPS, but it makes a lot of sense in this parkour game where there's a lot of running around, jumping from place to place, and there's smooth, fluid gameplay. It makes a lot of sense. It might not be an issue next console generation. There might be enough system resources for both or whatever. I saw this interview with Jeff Keighley after E3, after they announced the game, and they were saying that they got a new engine and they're upgrading every part of the game. It's one of the games I'm really excited for, I have to say. So what would you take, 4K, 60 FPS, or PC gaming? Let us know down in the comments below. Like the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new around here. Check out more of our content on your screen there. Support us on Patreon using that link about there. We'll see you again in the next video. Until then, bye for now.